Today, I'm going to show you how to install this sweet looking fan. The style is extremely modern. It is probably the cleanest looking fan I've ever seen, and the reason being is that it's super thin and there's no light whatsoever. So if you want a light, this is not it. I hate spending money, and the only reason why I bought this fan is because my old fan was making a noise. It was making a small, tiny grinding noise, and I just couldn't stand it because I need absolute silence whenever I do my work. If you like your fans to be quiet, this is it. When I turn it on, I can barely hear it's on medium mode that is. Everything arrived in a small box. Well, not super small. The size I got was for a 52-inch fan, but it was very compact and they were able to squeeze everything in. Inside the box, you get the manual, the remotes. There's a holder as well, so you can mount it onto the wall or whatever. Here's the motor itself, part of the fan, the cup to cover things up. Here's another cup to cover things up. Here's the rod. This is the smallest rod, followed by the medium, and then the longest rod. You'll probably use the longest rod if you have a very high ceiling. My ceiling is about 10 feet, so it's not that high, and I ended up using this small rod right here. This is the wireless module. That way you control the fan with the remote here. Here's the two AAA batteries for the remote control. This is the 3 blades of the fan, all in one package. The blades were extremely light. It's made out of balsa wood. It's so lightweight that I feel that it's not durable, but we'll see. The instruction manual was not very clear, so let's go through the installation. First, you'll take the rods and then feed it into this cover. Next up, use this cover right here. It's smaller, and feed it into the rod. Take the rod and connect it into the motor. Here you can see I'm using the big bolt and I'll feed it in to hold the rod in place. On the opposite side, you use this hairpin to lock it into place and then tighten these 2 screws. This is my old ceiling fan. We're going to take it apart right now to install the new one. It was relatively easy. All I had to do was release 2 screws right here, 1, and on the opposite side 2, and then this cover falls straight down. Use your hand, grab this rod right here, at this section right here, and lift it out of the bracket. This is what my bracket looks like. I'm not going to remove this bracket. I'm just going to keep it as is, and we'll use it for the next fan. We can still keep it, no problem. No need to replace it because it's still working fine. Now take the new assembled rods and place it into this bracket. Here on the left hand side, you can see there's 3 wires, 1, 2, 3. They are from the mains power. Oh yeah, please turn off the power before you even work on this, by the way. At my house, it's pretty easy. There's a switch on the wall, and all I have to do is flip it off. For you, you might have to turn off the power at the circuit breaker, down in the basement or somewhere. This is the remote fan module. These 3 wires go to the fan, so connect pink to pink, gray to gray, red to red. All you have to do is slide in, and then it'll click into position. These 2 wires right here, black goes to white, red goes to black. There's no ground wire right here, and I think it's okay. And here you can see I use wiggle nuts to connect all the wires together. The mains wire, white, goes to the black. The black of the mains is connected to the red of the fan. And here's another shot of the modules being connected to the fan itself. Once again, it's red to red, pink to pink, and gray to gray. Once you're done with all of the wiring connection, all you have to do is lift the cover up to cover all the wires and screw in the 2 screws. The smaller cover right here, all you have to do is slide down to cover all the screws. You are now done connecting the motor to the ceiling. Now, installing this disc is pretty tricky. What I ended up doing was installing the 2 screws to hold the disc in position first. Here you can see the 2 screws holding the disc in place, and then I installed only 1 blade on the opposite side. That makes it a lot easier to install the blade. Once I have these 2 screws holding the blade, I release these 2 screws. With these 2 screws out of the way, I can install another blade. And this is the end result. I had to release some of the screws so the disc will be a lot looser to install the final blade into position. Once you have all 3 blades into position, make sure you tighten the screws. And this is the final result. It looks pretty good, right? Now that the fan is all installed, let's flip the power back on. As soon as the fan gets power, press and hold this button together, fan off, and then number 3. Press these 2 for about 5 seconds and you should hear a beep. This lets the remote synchronize with the remote module, so now they can talk to each other. And you can finally control everything via this remote control. This is my old fan controller on the wall. Obviously, none of these controls will work. only the off and on position will work. So I'm just going to leave it to the on position and make sure nobody ever touches the off position. Now go ahead and turn the power on. But one of the interesting things you should know is that the fan is probably wobbling, right? And that's okay. Inside the fan is also a balance kit. You use this balance kit to balance out the fan to make sure that the fan no longer wobbles. It's very important that you balance the fan, or else the fan will wobble and then it might fall on your head. That's not good. Unfortunately, the fan balance kit is not compatible with this fan. You can see that this clip is very small. You see it from here to here, it's very small. Meanwhile, the blade of this fan is super thick from here to here, almost 3 times thicker. So this clip that they provided does not work with this fan. What I ended up doing was just using the stickers directly onto the blade. And then if that blade doesn't balance out, I'll just pop the sticker out and install it onto another blade and so forth, until I found which blade was able to balance the fan. Alright, let's do a quick summary. On the remote itself, there's 6 speed from 1 to 6. Strangely, when I hit number 6, the fan goes crazy, meaning that it was wobbling all over the place. Even though I thought I balanced it already, but at number 5, it's pretty stable. So maybe this thing does have a speed limit, and the limit is number 5 and not number 6. At number 5, it is very fast, so I don't even know if you even need number 6. Oh yeah, the remote itself is 433 megahertz, so you can easily get this into Home Assistant if you need. Overall, I really like this fan, and I think you would too. Alright, hopefully you found this video helpful on how to get this fan installed in your house. I really appreciate you guys subscribing to my channel, liking this video, and thanks for watching.